Hi, I'm Attari, and I'm here to review a film from the 2017 Fantasia International Film Festival, Cue the Winged Serpent, an American crime horror film and fantasy film directed, written, and produced by Larry Cohen, originally released in 1982.
For 10 centuries it has waited to be awakened, to be worshipped again like a god, to fill the skies, to release its fury.
Do you find fantasy films to be rather predictable? An individual spots an unidentified threat, reports it only to get dismissed as insane, until the threat gets bigger, and only then do everybody else see it and realize that the witness was telling the truth. However, this time, the witness is a former wrongdoer to begin with, and will not help his city unless the city gives him something in return. The story begins with NYPD detectives investigating mysterious assassinations taking place in the city of New York. Jimmy is a crook and petty criminal who one day gets involved in a jewelry store robbery, which soon brings him to the very top of the Chrysler building into a disused attic, where he discovers a nest with a giant egg in it.
You're not gonna lead us into anything like that.
Well, a few cops may die. I've seen this bitch in action.
The disused attic in the Chrysler building is apparently where the Winged Serpent has taken shelter in, and the big egg is, as we would assume, its baby. The Winged Serpent is an Aztec god that flies around the city hunting citizens. In order to help bring the authorities to the creature by taking them to its place of residence, Jimmy asks them for immunity, and for $1 million tax-free in cash in exchange for his information.
She can move anywhere she pleases, in or out.
From an artistic perspective, some footages in this film are amazing to me, like the footage of Jimmy just before he is about to enter the Chrysler building for the first time. The camera is in a low-angle position in front of Jimmy, who is looking at the Chrysler building. The Chrysler building is seen in the reflection of the building behind Jimmy. To me, this shot indicates not only what Jimmy is about to do, which is to go at the top of that building, but also, as tall as the building is shown in this footage, Jimmy is seen as quite tall as well in comparison to the building. A common use of filming someone in a low-angle position is in order to depict power. Once Jimmy gets up into the Chrysler building, he is going to discover something rather big, and I'm not just talking physically given the fact that the egg is rather big, but because it is going to determine the fate of the entire city of New York. With the discovery he will shortly make, the bigness of Jimmy in this footage indicates the magnitude of the discovery he will shortly make. Framing is an important aspect in filmmaking, as it helps visually communicate the plot rather than solely rely on dialogue. In my review of King Cohen, I have said that I have never seen a Larry Cohen film. Well, as a first film I've seen of his, I completely understand now what Steve Mitchell, the director, writer, and producer of King Cohen, meant when he explained to me in an interview I had with him of how Cohen mixes genres together. That's what can put a film on the path of success. In the case of Cue the Winged Serpent, it is a mixture of a cop crime movie and a fantasy film, more specifically, a monster film. We can all agree that New York is a city full of excitement, but in this film, that excitement is intensified with a mysterious creature flying around the city. The mixture of a fantastic beast and the excitements of the city of New York is what can make films like Cue the Winged Serpent interesting to watch, because it's a double fun.